Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Olympia Soiree, and we finally got our love confession, and we confessed our love, and we said that we wanted Riku to be our husband, and I don't know, he looks, he looks a little shocked. I don't know how he's taking this right now, but we'll see. We're like, awkward silence. The trial that started early this morning ended just before noon. Lord Jigen and the others departed, leaving the two of us behind. I'm not sure what I can say to him after all that's happened these past few days. About what we... I need to put my report together right away. He spoke before I could finish my sentence. Okay, but he basically said he has feelings for you, and you were like, I want him to be my husband, and now he's gonna, like, run? Weird. A slight disappointment came over me. You think he'd be happy, but maybe he also doesn't know how to process this. He's like, I didn't think she actually cared about... And I don't know how... Huh? You know. I suppose I can finish by tonight, but... If it's convenient for you, perhaps we can speak a while at the bathhouse. Bathhouse? You mean... in Yomi? Yes. But Lord Jigen said he's going to suspend your judgment. I wish to go to Yomi. He wasn't saying it with anger or despair. But I could tell he felt a hint of confusion, making it difficult for me to grasp his emotions. I don't think he grasps his emotions either, girl. The man is confused. In any case, I've made up my mind. I see. I'll be waiting for you at the bathhouse tonight. I will see you then. Goodbye. He's smirking at us, so he seems okay with what's happening. Goodbye. Probably also does not know how to deal with what transpired, though. A lot has happened. It literally just from him being like, whatever, we just want to talk anymore. Okay, fine. And then, like, kidnapping that and the other woman getting arrested by the military and him doing it. And then, like, you know, so we kind of had a fight. And then someone was going to kidnap me and he almost killed someone. And then we were like, but I love you. And it's like, wait, what? Like, a lot happened. Yeah. And he's a robotic marshmallow. He doesn't know how to process this. I get it. I decided to head down to Yomi a bit early since I already finished my day's work. I'm here to see you, Tsukiyomi. I see you remembered my request. Very good, my dear child. You look well. I believe you're fine now. I don't feel any pain anymore. Especially not in my heart! So, were you bullied at Ishanaten today? Huh? Did something happen that embarrassed you? I looked at Shinamizu's spring as I thought of what to say. Shinamizu, yeah. Lord Jigen asked if there was anyone I wanted to have as my husband. I answered that I wanted Riku of the Blue. Oh, Tokoyo. Oh, yeah, okay. A Tokoyo Mushi fluttered by, spreading its wings brilliantly through the air. The same one. I have no objections, so long as the person will love you more than anything. You're saying that like you my dad. I'm just saying. That, I'm not so sure of yet. If so, your soulmate could be someone else. Please don't say that. Okay, good. That's the right answer. I was like, that's... Please don't say that. I thought that man would be severely punished. I won't let that happen. Oh? He tried to save me. He didn't do anything wrong. Which is why I want to capture the person who tried to harm me. Well, this is an island, so there's no place for the person to hide. Right. I will pray that they're captured soon. Thank you. Well, I'll be heading back up now. See you again. Oh, yeah. Yes, again. Yeah, it is what she said. I read it as see you again, and then I was like, wait, what? Oh. I let out a deep sigh the moment I stepped into Shikinjo. Wow. If so, your soulmate could be someone else. I feel like the game's like, Akaza's your soulmate, whether you like it or not. That's why he's the end-all be-all route. Shh, game. This is a different unit. This is a different time. So, like, it's a timeline. Timeline. That's what I was looking for. I can't brain right now. This is a different timeline, so Riku is our soulmate. Shut up. Well, that could be true, but... And then I have foolishly suffered unrequited feelings. It is clear she has done nothing wrong. I want to know how you really feel, Riku. I hope you'll tell me tonight. God, could you imagine after that? He's like, I just said that because, like, I thought they'd go easier on you. And you're like, so that was a lie? Yeah, I mean... I don't believe that at all. But I feel like the game's, like, making her be like, maybe he didn't mean it. Don't you dare, game. Like, I know we got some chapters left, but that should be us expressing our love and finding the person who tried to kidnap me. Shura. Or Sakio. It's one of those two. Or them in cahoots. Which is why I would like to stay here. Even if it is a storeroom, I will of course pay for it. He arrived a little while later. He was no different from when he was boldly standing trial at Ishanaten. Camellia, prepare the best room we have here. Yes, sir! No, there's no need. If we do not welcome those willing to live here in Yomi, it'll tarnish my name as Jigoku Dayu. I appreciate the thought. I heard what happened. I have no intention of delving into personal matters, so feel free to stay here as long as you wish. No, I cannot stay long. Well, then why don't you enjoy a hot bath? It'll wash away your fatigue. Yes, that's right. I have heard only good things about the baths here. Why don't you two have a walk around while we prepare the room? Our garden is magnificent, if I may be so bold. Let's go. I'll show you around. We got the background with the cherry tree. I was just wondering. He's like, our gardens are gorgeous. And I'm like, can we see the cherry tree maybe finally? Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Look at that background. I mean, it's beautiful because we've got a beautiful man in front of us, but the background's gorgeous too, okay? A cherry tree here? As we walked out into the garden, he was transfixed by the beauty of the cherry blossoms. Countless pink flowers swayed bewitchingly, their petals dancing like scales. The pond in the garden reflected the great tree like a mirror, stretching it even further. How old is this tree? I've never seen what is as impressive as this on the surface. It is breathtaking. This is actually the first time I've seen it from up close. I heard that the seasons were slightly shifted due to Yomi's location underground, and this is truly magnificent. Look, he is literally beaming! Because he's got his eyes closed, and that's like, super beam! I remembered, the day I was cleaning the windows, I dreamed of seeing the cherry blossoms with him. Aww, here we are. I shouldn't get my hopes up. I tried to calm my racing heart. Riku, I'm so sorry for everything. I know apologizing isn't going to fix anything, but I really am sorry for what I've done. What are you saying? You did nothing wrong. Those men attacked you and I couldn't control myself. But I was trained in the art of Batsu from my earliest years. It feels more natural for me to extend my hand than draw my katana. But I completely lost myself back then. Because love. That's sweet, though. It's cute, actually. If it weren't for your voice, I would have taken their lives. I've been taught that this is a noble power gifted by Lord Hiroko, but it should be feared. It can easily destroy people. I mean, yeah, so, I don't disagree with you. He then leaned on the cherry tree. My dear child, remember this. When you grow old enough, it will be even easier for you to reap the lives of others. Tsukiyomi told me that to comfort me in my youth, when I was too young to really understand what had really been done. It is said the women of Tenyo Island can employ the power of Batsu. Maybe this is fate too. Maybe I should just reveal my secret at last. But I think Doma already did that, kinda. You know? Riku, I need to tell you something. Maybe it was because I was nervous, but my voice sounded darker than usual. What? Do you remember what Doma said at Ishananten this morning? Ishanaten this morning. Wow, God, now I'm adding extra letters again. Have I always added extra? I can't remember now if it's like... Shikinjo I can't say because I want to be like Shiki-injo and I just want to add an extra I. And I don't know why Ishanaten, but like... Ishanaten seems easier. I'm like, what did I used to call? I don't know. But like, I don't know why then I was just like messing it up again. I can't. My brain is like, you don't know how to say this, so I'm going to say it different each time. Stop it. We read it wrong a couple of times. Stop it, brain. Stop reverting. Anyway. Do you remember what Doma said at Ishanaten this morning? Yeah, I just always feel like I'm reading it wrong, but I'm not. I've gotten it right, but you know what I mean? It's just from all the times of doing it wrong. I also possess the power of Batsu. I heard that all the women of Tenyo Island were born with it, but unlike you or Himuka, it seems like we can only use it when we're in danger. That must be why you heard that the women of Tenyo Island killed someone. A woman on the island who was in danger, whose Batsu awoke to kill the person. Riku's blue eyes widened. It was the same with me. What? On my 10th birthday, I tried to escape from Doma's manor. He tried to capture me, and in the process, I destroyed his left hand. So he's like, so when he said maybe, yeah, he was covering for me because he hates me. Wait. Put the pieces together. I heard a slight intake of breath as he stared at me. His hand is useless now, which is why Doma said what he did about Batsu earlier. Yeah, no, what he said was, maybe the women can use it. There's a rumor. He never confirmed it. He could have easily said that you had the power. And he knew for a fact that you did. Oh, because, you know, I just know. Not, you know what I mean? Obviously smart enough to know if he's like, look what she did to my hand! You know, he's like, nah, repercussions. But if he really hated you, he'd be like, fuck the white and here you go, you know? But he also, instead of being like, they have it, they have this power, he's like, it's rumored that they do, so like... He acted like he had no idea. He's still on our side in a weird way that I don't think she realizes. So. Riku didn't say anything. He was breathing slowly and quietly as though trying to absorb what I just said. After a moment, he spoke, and this is where he breaks up with us. I'm just kidding. So, is that what happened? He didn't denounce me. He didn't look at me with scornful eyes. No, because he's probably thinking it's really easy for that to happen. Like, I was trying to protect you and I almost killed people, and you were you were a 10-year-old child running away from Doma, and you were afraid and you accidentally hurt him. Like, I mean, there's, like, obviously sometimes where, like, kids do shit and you're like, nope! You choked that rabbit to death, you psychopath! Or then there's, like, you're playing and you fall on the cat and you kill the cat. Like, you didn't mean to fall on the cat. It was, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna be like, murderer! You're like, maybe just, you know. Unless you're my parents, then you joke about me throwing my bird into a fan. I did not throw him into a fan, okay? It was dark. He was scared in his cage. I was trying to get him back to his perch. He got out and he flew in the dark, which he never used to do. It was the only way you could catch the bird. Like, if you wanted to put him in his cage, the only way to do it was to bring him into a dark room, because then he'd be too scared to fly. You grab him in your hand, and then you could put him in his cage. So he got out and flew into the fan, because it was dark. And he broke his neck. But my dad would always later be like, well, I mean, like, just don't throw your bird into the fan. Like, so, like, unless you're my parents, you don't, like, traumatize children by calling them pet murderers. You know, it has been decades. It has been decades, and I'm still a little traumatized from it, okay? So I'm just saying. You know, but like, she didn't mean to do it, so you can't be like, you could be like, oh, I'm a little horrified, but also you didn't mean to do it, you know, but. That alone brought me a sigh of relief. I have spoken with Lord Doma a number of times before, but I never knew about his hand. Well, his sleeves do cover his whole arm. He's like, have you seen the way he, like, hand puppets? Like, The sleeve hands? Is there a term for that? What is the term for sleeve hands? Where you just have your sleeves over your hand and you're like, hee hee. What? There's got to be a word for it. We need a word for it, but that's what he does, whatever it is. Anyway. I never thought that I'd feel the need to reveal my past sins to him like this, kind of like Tsukiyomi does too. If there really was such a thing as fate, what would happen to us? Would we have to part ways? And do you remain in Lord Doma's manor now as atonement? I couldn't reply right away. He was probably right, but I didn't want to accept it as fact. I'm sorry. I've spoken out of turn. It's just that there were rumors that you were Lord Doma's lover and... No, not that I believed it at all. You're like, that's okay, everyone's saying you were Shurta's lover, and I didn't want to believe that either. And he's like, yeah, no, okay. But I felt sorry for you that you would be subjected to such heartless rumors. His words were all I needed to hear. None of the rumors mattered as long as he believed in me. Do you remember the Red Calamity that occurred 13 years ago? Of course. It was the first time the sun disappeared. I don't know how it's been explained, but let me tell you what I know. It's our role as women of the White to offer prayers to Lady Amaterasu. With everyone gone, the duty fell to me, but I was too young to know what to do. It was then that, for some reason, Doma decided to lend a hand. I feel like Doma's your real dad. I'm kind of swaying between, like, is Doma a real dad? Or is, like, Tsukiyomi our dad? I don't know. But, like, if it comes down to, like, who knows who he was? I feel like you keep talking, like, it has to be someone we've met. Or will meet, you know what I mean? It has to be an existing character. And honestly, Jigen, Doma, Tsukiyomi are really the only ones old enough that we... Well, Sakio would be old enough, but I don't think he would hate us as much. But then again, he wouldn't remember. Unlike Fuso, right? He remembers going to the island because that was his real soulmate. But... actually, well, they claim our father is dead at the bottom of the ocean. But is he, Tsukiyomi? Is he really? He got sucked into a whirlpool. Did he drown? Did he really? I'm just saying. And, wait a minute. He washed up on the island, right? So, the way Fuso described it was like, okay, the night ferry or the whatever, the lunar ferry, that's what it is. And, like, the night ferry's a little too close to the night bus in Harry Potter. That's not what it was. Yeah, the lunar ferry. So, like, little white mouse runs with a flower and is like, boop, you, boy. And then he goes, gets on a ferry, goes over, has his merry old time living with his wife over there for whatever, and then gets sent home and forgets everything. Okay, but Fuso kind of remembers. Because that was his soulmate, right? He was chosen. He got on a boat. He was not like, and then I washed up on shore. He was like, do on a little ferry that made its way over there magically, perfectly unharmed. Our father washed up on shore. Remember, oh, our mother found him washed up on shore. Doesn't that sound like our father might be an outsider? Hi, Jigen, Doma, they're the outsiders. Tsukiyomi probably could be an outsider too, but if he hasn't changed in 40 years, I feel like... What? I mean... You know, it seems like he might be too old to be our father. He could be our grandfather. You know what I mean? Like, he seems like something else, maybe, just because of what Fuso said to him. Like, you haven't changed in 40 years. I mean, if he hadn't changed in 20 years, sure, but 40 years? That puts him kind of like, what were you, 12? Like, you know what I mean? If he was like 20 at the time, but then he still couldn't have been our father because we'd have to be 40, not barely just 18. You know what I mean? So it just seems like age-wise, maybe not, but you never know. But like, if they go by the rules of like, oh, as soon as our mother met our father at 18, so. But I'm just saying, he washed up on shore. Jigen and Doma just washed up on fucking shore from Tokyo too, you know what I mean? Or Edo, whatever time period they came from. So I'm just saying, it's theoretically possible with the way the story is written that Doma's our actual fucking dad. I feel like maybe shouldn't be as hateful or angry, but maybe he's angry and hateful because like he remembers our mother and is like, you remind me of her and I can't take the heartbreak. We don't know. You don't know. That's why Snape hated Harry Potter, right? You look like your mother. Look. Well, you look like your father, but you have your mother's eyes, right? So, I'm just saying. It would fit. It would fit. It would. Oh God. Then everything I say about Doma from the very beginning of this game till that moment of that reveal is going to be so fucking wrong at that point. It's going to be like, oh, go back and watch how much I'm like drooling over that man. What I think she might hate him. I think he's kind of on our side in a weird, shady way, kind of like Snape was on. The parallels are too strong here. What is happening? Did they do this on purpose? And we're like, let's draw him kind of like he's like the Snape character, where everyone's gonna be like, he's evil and he's a jerk, but he's like really our dad and he actually loves us a lot. If that is really what happens, whether he's our father or not, but it's like, no, he really cares about you and he was rooting for you all along, which, I mean, I feel like that's the way it's going. Like, that's just the vibe I get. Then it's really gonna be like, you did kind of a bad job at trying to, like, Snapeify him, okay? Like, I feel like most people were bamboozled with Snape reading Harry Potter or even watching movies. You were like, Snape's evil! And then all of a sudden at the end it was like, no, he's not. And you're like, what? Huh? Good job, you know? The only reason I sided with Snape the whole time was like, no, Snape can't be evil. I won't believe it, is because I saw the movies first and I love Alan Rickman, so. If I had read the books first and hadn't, I might have felt differently. But you can't put Alan Rickman in front of me and me be like, he's evil. It's like, I mean, like, I'm sure he's justified in his hatred and wanting to kill Harry. I'm sure it's fine. Like, whatever, it's fine. There's some other ulterior motive. He's not really gonna, you know. And then Snape killed Dumbledore. There's gotta be a reason why, though. That's not because he's evil. I tried to find justifications. So maybe because I love Doma, because he reminds me of Snape, that I'm trying to find these things. But I just feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm selectively remembering things, but I'm just saying. Just saying, I like theorizing. Okay, it's fun. Anyway. It was then that, for some reason, Doma decided to lend a hand. Again, because I think he's your dad. Like, I heard about this link before. A means created using knowledge from the other world. That is what he says. But we don't use science to make the sun rise. The sun just does. We'll use science to explain, to have figured that out, how it happens. Oh, Earth rotates, sun stays still. Got it. But like, we don't make the sun rise with science. Okay, you know what? Whatever. I know it's a weird universe, because they're living in some kind of Truman Show bubble thing, so I shouldn't be subscribing the real outside world in this game universe with the real outside world, even though we saw that letter from September of 2021, and it was weird, but because of it, the sun can keep shining. He gave a small smile. I think Batsu should be feared. I know from first-hand experience that it mustn't be used on others. Yesterday I was really scared. I felt as though my Batsu was awakening again. But remembering Doma's voice from years ago kept my body from moving. I thought I was dreaming when I saw you come for me. I was surprised and happy. I was fortunate that I was near Kunado. I was walking along that street during my break. I usually take a break around this area, so if you're hungry, come here to see me. Come here to see me, Sailor. It's talking to our mouths. Of all the things to remember, what came to mind was the scene with the hamburger. Oh, that's our other secret we haven't told him. Oh, wait. Okay, I have 3 secret. 1, I can actually use Batsu, and I almost killed Doma. Okay. 2, by the way, my name is Spacey. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, and that mouse is mine. That mouse was yours? That's probably going to be the biggest shock to him. Love poured out from deep within my heart. Still, thank you for coming to save me. Well, it's such an awkward marshmallow. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't come. It's because of you that I'm still here, safe and sound. Thank you so very much. Olympia. His arm suddenly reached out, but he stopped right before touching me. As his arm dropped, it grazed my blouse. Oh, alright. Riku? I looked at him cautiously, unsure of what his intentions were just now. He wanted to touch you, and then he was like, maybe not. I am more and more becoming a man who is unsuitable for you. Huh? Well, bitch, we finally just got the okay, and now you're gonna back out? He continued with his arm down at his side. I am an uninteresting person. Oh, you're so adorable. I love that the marshmallows are always like, I'm boring. No, you're like a trip and a half. Stop. What do you mean? I am also a coward. I doubt that. Riku, why are you saying that? Okay, I kind of understand in his mentality why he's a coward. He is like, because I don't believe in the color class system really deep down in his heart, but instead of accepting his real feelings, like, maybe this is wrong, and standing up for it, he's like, nope, gotta do my duty. But it's like, that's been beaten into your head for 20 years. It's extremely hard. Like, you have to think about it. There are so many people who might be like, I believe in XYZ, and I know it goes against the system, but this is the way it should be, right? And it's extremely hard to be one of those people that stands up against the fucking system. You know what I mean? If history has taught you anything, those people get beaten and murdered and, like, they live through hell, okay? Sometimes you're like, I mean, they're right, but I'm just gonna be quiet because no. It takes a lot. Most people don't have the balls that it takes to stand up for certain things like that. You can sit there and state, this is what I believe, but, like, actually going out and fighting for that is a step that a lot of people, I mean, feel like it's a little bit easier now to take those kind of stands, but depending on where you live and depending on what those stands are. But, you know, think about periods of time and way back, you're like, so, like, really? There was a lot of Jewish people that I'm sure were like, I really don't think the Nazis should be killing us, and that sucks, but, like, I'm gonna still hide in a fucking attic because I don't want to die. Like, they weren't cowards because they hid. They had to do that to survive. Like, sometimes you just gotta be like, some people are gonna pick up their balls, hike up their tits, and go fight, and other people are like, I'm just gonna run the fuck out. So, you know what I mean? Doesn't make you a coward. Everybody fights in different ways, okay, Riku? Like, it was beaten into your head that this is the right thing, this is right, everybody else is wrong. So it's extremely hard to change that in yourself. You know what I mean? And you're actually braver for knowing deep down inside and ever coming forward, even if it took 20 years, to be like, I don't think this is right. Good for you. The bravest step is the first one. Okay, you're fine. There you go. Life lessons with Spacey. Aside from these, sometimes you just gotta let down on the floor and let shit happen. That was like, what, yesterday, the day before? I don't know. Anyway. This is one of those, no, it's okay. It's okay sometimes just to take your time and it's all right. It's fine. You're not a coward. Riku, why are you saying that? If only I were like Akaza. Why are you bringing him up now? Yesterday, I'm glad I made it to you in time. I'm glad I was able to save you. If something terrible had happened to you, just imagining it is painful. My body grew tense. His words gripped at my heart. I really am the most despicable coward. I mean, okay. No, you're not, and we're gonna make sure you know that. Look, he looks like he's gonna cry, doesn't he? I can appreciate a character, though, that isn't like, I'm perfect. They're like, I'm a coward because I am following the rules that I was always told, and, you know, it's like, again, that's... From the outside perspective, it's like, it's easy to fall into that trap, and realizing that you're following rules that you don't believe in and breaking free from that is a huge first step. It doesn't make you a coward. That's the strong part, is being like, no, I'm gonna bust out of these bonds, right? Like, he just doesn't know that, you know? Because he's like, everybody else is like totally going with what they believe, but it's easier for Akaza to go along with it and be like, the Hazushi executions are wrong, because Jigen doesn't believe in them either. If Jigen was like, nope, totally, they're awesome, Akaza would probably have had a harder time. But it's also the position he's in. You know what I mean? The position of Kotowari being like, we are here about truth, and we deal in facts. Riku works for the military. The military is like, we kill traitors. They're traitors. So what are you gonna do? Be like, I mean, maybe it's okay to love who you are. Everything in his life is surrounded by people who are like, nah, we kill people who love each other. You know what I mean? You didn't have support and vision. You didn't have all angles. You know what I mean? When you grow up in a situation where you have like somebody saying A and somebody saying B and you can hear both sides of arguments, it's easier to come to terms and realize what you believe in. If everyone in your life around you is always like A, then somebody outside is like, but B, you're like, freak. You know what I mean? Can't really blame him. So sweet, though. You're like, no, sweetie, it's okay. I wanted more than anything for him to say what was really inside him now. I felt like I was in an unbearable limbo. Limbo, a crooked lawyer. Oh no, sorry, that's Bustafellas, which we didn't get to play. Limbo, a state in which things are left unresolved, derived from an idea that certain souls were set apart from others in a region between heaven and hell. At Ishanatan, you said you would take me as your husband. She's like, oh, yeah. I tried to reach my arm out to him, but at the moment, I am unable to accept. This time it was my arm that stopped and fell. Perhaps we were never meant to be. So, please give me some time. What? And that's why I came to Yomi. I want to cut through all of my doubts and find answers. Wait, do you mean... I want to be more than what I am now. I want to become a man you deserve. That's so cute. He's like, look, I got some weird thoughts, and I gotta figure shit out. Like, okay, I can appreciate that. Riku... I wasn't sure if I should be looking at him or not. My fingers were trembling gently as everything about him was adorable in my eyes. It kinda is, though. You're making it sound like I can still have hope. Does that mean, by any chance, that you love... Stop. He quickly turned his back on me. He almost hit his head on the tree trunk behind. Oh, he whips around a tree. Oh, you're so cute. No, wait. It isn't your fault or anything. It's just that I'm a worthless coward. I told you already, didn't I? I want to become a man more befitting of you. I'm so pathetic and unworthy. I don't want to tell you now that I love you. But you just did. This is so adorable, it hurts. Oh my god, it's so cute. I don't have the right to say it. Riku, what I just heard wasn't a figment of imagination. And it wasn't the sound of the rustling leaves or the distant chatter of the customers. What he just said now was exactly what he meant. I won't keep you waiting very long. At the very least, not for 10 years. I can't possibly wait that long. That's actually adorable. He's like, I can't wait 10 years to make love to you. Excuse me, hi, what? Okay. I mean, 'cause like, hi. Just, come on. We know that that's where this is going. What should I do? Hold him? I couldn't wait that long either. Never mind 10 years. I couldn't wait even a second more. Oh my god, girl, take the initiative and kiss the man. I wanted to hold him in my arms and kiss him. So I must ask you to wait for me. A part of me still couldn't believe my ears, but his gentle and bold eyes were certain. Fools, do you think I'd let the two of you go after you've harmed her? Can't do angry voice. So what I heard back then really wasn't a dream at all. I understand, but I don't know how long I can wait, so please do what you need to as soon as you can. Understood. I will do my very best. Do you want me to help? My bad habits are starting to take over again. I suppose it won't hurt to ask. Riku, I know I'm getting nosy again, but is there any way I can help? Someone's after me. There's no telling when they might try to abduct me again. But that would be a good opportunity to capture them, wouldn't it? I suppose so. So can I be of any help to you? I was very serious, but he began to chuckle. You really are courageous, aren't you? I can see how you were able to stand up to the military. Well, I just wanted to do what I could to save Satsuki. I know. I no longer saw any pain in his expression. That reminds me, I want to apologize to you for what happened when... that lady was running through Kanado. No need to apologize. He had regained his calm composure once more. That's because we're not talking about love. Like, by the way, so love... Ah! He falls into the fucking lake. I kind of like how he seems like very like, I am very sure of myself, but he is not. He is the most freaking insecure marshmallow ever. I love it. You know, for the first love, because sometimes the first love interest is like not as well rounded as the other ones, but they did a good job with him, and it could just be because he is beautiful and he appeals to my eyes. So like, and you know, I like the marshmallow characters, so you know, type wise, he's definitely one of my types. I got a lot of types, okay, so it's like Spacey's pretty much open to a majority of the love interests, okay? Sorry, lolly boys, you're the exception. I don't care how great you are. It's like, we can be bros, but like, that's it. But, you know, he's definitely one of my types, and he's beautiful, so it's not hurting. So, like, I guess maybe it could just be my bias, you know? So, it was as if all his worries had disappeared. And truthfully, in that moment, seeing your face did upset me for a moment. Which is why it gave me a chance to think. Why was I upset? Why was I hurt? What must I think about? What should I gain, and in turn, what should I let go? It was because of you that I was able to become aware of it. Thank you. He gave me a warm and gentle smile. I had never seen him smile that way before. I couldn't take my eyes off him and how lovely he was. Let me think about what I can do to find your assailants. It's late already, so allow me to escort you back to Lord Doma. You can keep me with him longer if he wants. You can keep me with you forever. Yosuke's like, it's about fucking time! Oh, dear guest, what perfect timing. Your room for two has been prepared, so please enjoy your stay. For two? Yes, two. You are lovers, no? Or do you fancy a third to join in and make things lively? A fucking Yosuke. A third and a fourth. Like, if we're gonna be in this man sandwich. Stop joking around. Are you suggesting she stay here for the night? Is there a problem? Of course there's a problem. To think we'd share a bed before marriage. And we're over here like, ow. Okay. Sharing a bed, a practice in which unmarried couples absolutely must not engage. The idea of doing so prior to marriage is so unthinkable that euphemism must be employed for propriety's sake. You can share a bed without fucking, you know? Share a bed. You know that people sleep in beds. You could just sleep in the same bed. You don't have to. I'm not talking about sex. Yo, wow. Wow. That's exactly what I was thinking. But like, what's the problem? Oh, Yosuga's definitely going to be the one that we're going to be like, I'm interested in you. And we're going to be like pantsless in like 3 chapters in. Normally I would scold Yosuga for such a joke. But tonight was different. I wanted to express my eternal gratitude to him. I'll be escorting her home. If only he thought a little more about me. I'd come up with all the reasons in the world if he told me he didn't want me to go. Riku of the Blue, you're a serious and stubborn man, aren't you? And what's wrong with that? I swore I wouldn't touch her until all matters have been settled. I've already promised. Ah, so you plan on touching her to your heart's desire once you're ready, then? It's like, Yosuke, can we not talk about that while I'm standing right here? Thanks. I love how Yosuga's really just doing this because he wants to see Riku blush. He's like, he's cute when he blushes. It's fun. Oh. You can't beat Yosuga when he's set on teasing you. Yosuga, would you stop making fun already? Sorry. You must understand that most of my guests come here for their own reasons. He set himself up for me to have a bit of fun. And now then, Lord Riku, the bath is ready, so please enjoy it while it's still warm. I appreciate it, but I don't want her to go home alone. Not after recent incidents. I've not forgotten. I'll have someone trustworthy accompany her to the manor. I see. Thank you. Riku, you should rest already. The baths here are really wonderful. Understood. And now then, please excuse me. Riku looked at me once, then another time, and finally closed the door to his room quietly. He's like peeking out as he closes the door, eye into the crack.
So, do you still want me to introduce you to a man?
I'm so sorry.
Not a problem. Although I thought he might want you in his bed tonight.
He isn't like that.
He certainly is a serious fellow. I'm certain it means he'll love you seriously as well.
I think so. I think so too.
Good to hear.
I really am sorry for bothering you. Once things settle, can I help you out here again?
Don't worry about it. Just consider it my way of expressing thanks for your delivery service.
What do you mean?
Many were exiled here for their alleged crimes, so it's difficult for them to thank you personally. Which is why I wish to do it on their behalf. Thank you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. I wouldn't have been able to do it without your help, or Akaza, Kaina, and everyone else. I wanted to bring about change, no matter how small. Which is why I wouldn't give up. I didn't care if it was selfish or arrogant. I was easily pleased, and hearing Riku's words tonight made me feel like I could do anything in the world. Like get kidnapped, probably.
As I told Riku, one of my most trusted will escort you back to your manor. He has a permit to cross Kunado, so not to worry.
Oh, okay, so we don't get, it's not like anyone we know. Daifuku, I'm back!
Hime, how did the trial go?
So many things happened today, but Riku and I are fine.
Lord Riku?
We're going to first find out who tried to abduct me. I'd prefer to keep you here since I have a feeling things can get dangerous, but I want you to come with me tomorrow.
What are you planning on doing?
I'm going to introduce Riku to the White Mouse's owner. Once or 100 times. I kind of like that title. Once, or whether it's once or 100 times, I will always love you. It's some kind of like romantic thing. It's probably not going to be romantic, but I'm just saying you could look at it in like it's such a romantic title. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's once or 100 times, every kiss with you is magic. This is just my luck. No, I shouldn't think that. Lady Amaterasu wouldn't be pleased. Inside the box was a single letter. It was addressed to the Blue District. Oh, I was like, why? She's like, one letter. I didn't want any. I'm like, nope. So you don't want to go to the Blue. I don't blame you.
What is this birdie's outside? He looks like he's mad at somebody. He looks like he's screaming at somebody. He has his beak open like, eh. What you doing, birdie, outside?
Anyway. I understand she doesn't want to run into Shurta. I wonder if Riku's awake already. I didn't see him at Kunado. Well, he wouldn't be. I don't think he has a job anymore. I'm pretty freaking sure that they would be like, until you catch her, then we decide no more like, I don't think he works for the military anymore. I'm just saying. I looked around the hall and found him sitting by himself toward the back. Oh, I was like, oh, CG? No. Good morning, Riku. You're here. Good morning. Are you going to Kunado sometime soon? As of yesterday, I've been suspended indefinitely from the military. I told you. Huh? It's been a while since I've had a rest. He calmly took a sip of his coffee. He's like, it's so funny because he's like, I basically got fired and they almost put me on trial, but he's like, but like, you know what? I'm starting to get accustomed to being like, maybe I can make my own thoughts and opinions and I can actually be in love with the woman that I love. So like, might not be that bad. Like, you know, when my life is falling apart, I wish I could be half as optimistic as Rico instead of literally I'm just gonna lay on the floor and just wait to die because, like, everything sucks and it's never gonna get better. Seriously. Seriously, every fucking day. But anyway. He looks calm, but I'm sure it hit him hard. As I gave a sigh.
Long time no see, Lord Riku!
Daifuku slipped out of my bag and jumped on top of the table. You were that white mouse. Daifuku, I wanted to do a formal introduction! Oh, do you know him? He has a tendency of running off at the smell of good food. Is that so? He did appear when I was having a meal.
And thank you so very much for sharing.
Daifuku quickly climbed onto Riku's shoulder. Riku's eyes gleamed with interest. He really did seem to like him. You're so friendly. I knew your owner was someone nice. I tried to keep myself from blushing. He actually used to live down here. I found him only when he made his way to the surface. Does he have a name? It's Daifuku. I see. He does look like one. A very fitting name. Camellia walked toward us just as Riku was about to rub Daifuku's head. Sometimes you click and nothing happens. Like the game freezes. Wow.
Sorry for the wait. Our special Shikinjo hamburger.
Huh? White Mouse. No, Daifuku, you're just in time. Looks like your favorite is here.
Do you mean I can have a bite?
This time, Daifuku's eyes gleamed with interest. I've really pampered him, haven't I?
Lady Olympia, would you like something to drink? Please have a seat and make yourself comfortable.
She was trying to make it easy for me to sit with him. Thank you, Camellia. Riku, do you mind if I join you? Not at all. Please feel free. Then, Camellia, may I have some peach tea?
Certainly. By all means, please make yourself at home.
As Camellia took her leave, Daifuku's eyes shone longingly at the hamburger. Like, Daifuku's troubling you again. I guess we actually have 2 bad endings, because we have another save file after this. I'm sorry Daifuku is causing you trouble again. Again? Do you mean because of before? A little mouse fond of hamburgers is no trouble at all.
Lord Riku, please take Hime as your bride.
Riku, you must really like hamburgers. Well... You could say I love them. That's so cute. And they've become my favorite ever since Akaza treated me to one. I wasn't allowed to have any back at the Blue because I was told it was bad for my health. I felt bad for him, but at the same time, his response was so cute. It really fucking is. He's like, they're my favorite. And he's like hiding. You're like, why are you embarrassed by that? You're so adorable. I had to admit, I was happy to get to know another side of him. So, do you like hamburgers? Well, I've actually never had one before. Is it due to abstinence? Nothing so strict. I just haven't had much of an opportunity to dine outside. If so, would you like to try it? But that's yours. Don't worry about me. I can always order another one. It'd be my pleasure to share my food with you. Oh, he's sweet. Can he really be saying that to me now? I was sure he would be depressed by the situation. He relinquished his color ribbon and came to live down in Yomi. He'd been suspended from the military, too. Yeah, love conquers all, goddammit! And yet he looked very happy. Well, I feel like because, again, he was forcing himself into the rules, and, like, you know, it took him to realize us, you know, meeting him, whatever, to be like, maybe the rules do suck, you know, so. Well, if you don't mind. Riku nodded and carefully cut the hamburger with his fork and knife. And here you are. Let me know what you think. I carefully brought a small bite to my mouth. It's delicious! So this is what a hamburger tastes like. Hamburgers really fucking are delicious, though. I'm glad you like it. He smiled as if he had done a great deed. His innocent smile was so delightful and endearing. Daifuku, this is yours. Daifuku took a big bite out of a piece that Riku cut for him. As I gazed on at the two of them, I suddenly began to feel uneasy. Is this happiness real? Things have been so wonderful since I spoke with Riku yesterday. It's gonna get bad. But not because he doesn't love you, because someone's gonna kidnap you and try to kill you. So, there's gonna, you know. I was hit pretty hard on the head by those abductors. I'm not dead, am I? Relatable. When things are happening, you're like, did I die in my sleep? And no, because good things are happening, and this just doesn't seem real. I get it. That's right. And do you have any deliveries today? Huh? Oh, yeah. Your expression... You have something for the Blue. Well, yes. Do you mind if I go with you? Are you able to leave, Yomi? It's not a problem. I have permission to pursue the criminals who tried to abduct you. I'll protect you no matter what. I prayed with all my heart that I wasn't dead. So fucking relatable. Oh, God. There's a lot of shit that happens in this game where you're like, relatable. Absolutely. Riku, have you seen the latest newspaper? Huh? The young soldier from before came running toward us as we made our way to Kanado. Escape to Yomi. Forbidden love. God damn Kanon. Okay, we're gonna deliver this letter and then we're gonna beat the fuck out of Kanon. Maybe it's him. Although it's kind of like, why? Why would he do it? Well, oh, you know what? Well, wait, you know what? That's an angle that I didn't think until this happened. It was like, oh, it's probably Sakio or frickin' Shura trying to get me out of the way, right? But you know what? It could be Kanon, who hired people. They were going to take me to someone. They were going to take me to Kanon. He was going to have his way with us, because whatever, and then be like, oh, well, she's my lover now, and then, like, we would have been forced to marry him. You know what I mean? She's impure, and she's with him. I'm like, obviously. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put it past the motherfucker, because he was always shady. Oh my god. That also explains, and then, like, we met Kaina, and then, like, oh, that poor man is like, my brother's a shady asshole. Ooh, that's could very well, ooh, there's so many people it could be. What? Riku, you told me back then that you weren't trying to get a head start. I'm sorry. I was so embarrassed I couldn't even look at him. I thought you weren't going to get married until you were 30. I've changed my mind. No fair! Let me take care of some pending matters first. I'll apologize once everything is settled, so please let us go through. Go through? You're not restricted? I'm going to find the scoundrel that attacked her. Now, if you'll excuse us. Huh? Scoundrel? Did I hear him wrong? Riku, my deliveries are important, but do you mind if we go and see Kanon first? Hell yeah! Nice! We better give him a stern warning for printing that article. And leave it be. Huh? The article's already made its way to the public. And the article isn't wrong. And don't let what others may think bother you. Smart man. But I also want to give Kanon a piece of my mind. But that's what he wants. Sure, but they're all looking at us. Walking through the Blue District was naturally attracting everyone's attention. It seemed like everyone knew what happened to Riku. Is Lord Riku going to be executed? But he's so earnest and respectable. No one was really speaking ill of him, but they were clearly very anxious. The woman from that island was bad luck after all. But Lady Olympia prays to keep the sun shining for us. I lowered my head a little as we walked. Suddenly, Riku held my hand tightly. Oh my god, we're holding hands in public? We're definitely married now. I know it's painful, but bear it just a little longer. He looked straight into my eyes. It's the same with that article. No matter what I do, it will only make matters worse. I'm not ashamed of what's been written, and I do not think you're bad luck. In fact, I've never been happier in my life. Oh! I can get through anything! I can make it through the fucking whirlpool at the okay. I can make it through the whirlpool at the edge of the earth is basically what I was gonna say, but that got ruined. But you know what I mean? We can survive. We can do it. As many times as we need to, because you have never been happier in your life. I must be dead. I'm definitely dead. See? Relatable. What happened to you? Seriously, I must be dead. Okay, didn't I just say that? He smiled at me as he held my hand. If I were alive before, I would certainly have died by now from all this happiness. Number 86, was it? Let me call for them. Riku emerged with a woman a short while later.
I am very sorry, Lady Olympia. I've heard everything from Lord Riku. I don't know how I can repay you.
There's no need to repay me for anything. I'm just happy I was able to make the delivery. She teared up at the sight of the letter.
His penmanship, terrible as usual. It's been 3 years since he was exiled to Yomi, but he seems to be doing well. Thank you so very much.
She hugged the letter to her chest and bowed to me numerous times. Soon she brought her eyes up to me and Riku.
Lord Riku, I read the newspaper. Everyone's aware now that you use Batsu on a person.
I am truly sorry for what I've done. I'm aware of the shame I brought upon everyone.
Please don't say that. Yes, we were surprised to learn what happened, but it was in the service of Lady Olympia, wasn't it? How can you be blamed for saving her?
Riku gave a small smile.
Everyone was happy when Lady Reno was finally with child. Lady Shura was not blessed with any children, so the people of the Blue were all anxiously awaiting your birth. But Lady Reno was in a delicate condition and was hospitalized just before your birth.
So I've heard. Oh my god, your mom died giving birth to you. That's gonna be so sad. You have a super traumatic backstory.
The road you see here was filled with flowers to celebrate your arrival when she returned with you in her arms.
Oh, she must have died later. Okay, well, hey, okay, at least she got to see her child, so that's nice. She suddenly showed a bit of hesitation.
Oh my, I've said too much. It's just that seeing you two brought back those memories. I love the sight of Lady Olympia's graceful dance, and I've attended all of her rituals so far.
I love this lady.
I heard you can choose anyone to be your husband. I can assure you that choosing Lord Riku was the right choice. I really do wish for only the best for you two.
I love her. She's okay. Ma'am, since you're old, I'm assuming your husband is dead. Would you like to marry a nice fuchsia man so you could be my grandma and he could be my grandpa? I was gonna marry him to my maid, Chigaya, but, like, maybe he could have 2 wives. I don't know, but, like, we're adopting. You know what? Everybody, okay, you know what, Riku? This is your new grandma. So she's my grandma-in-law. Fuso's your grandpa-in-law, and then we're gonna, like, it's fine. We're gonna have lots of adopted grandparents. And Tsukuyomi is some kind of, who the hell knows? I don't know. He's immortal, but whatever. He's gonna be like our great-great-great-great-grandpa. Anyway. I wasn't sure how to respond. I looked at Riku. I don't wish to let everyone down more than I already have. So please pray that I can truly be her husband. Oh, and then we died inside. Well, if I'm not dead, I'm dead now. That killed me.
My prayers will be with you, and now I should take my leave.
She bowed once again, then returned inside. Let's take a walk. Sure. The sound of his voice made mine come out a few tones higher than usual. We slowly took a walk around the district, admiring the beauty of the buildings along the way. I don't believe we've taken a walk like this before. Because I'm worried about what others thought. See, you say you're a coward, and you're like, I'm such a coward. No, you're not, because, like, right now you're like, before I was always afraid of what people would say because I'm not allowed to get married and, like, all the crazy rules and shit. And now, you know what? Fuck what they think, bitch. I'm holding your hand. I'm just saying. You're breaking your bonds down, buddy. We're proud of you. I don't blame you. But it feels refreshing now. But doesn't the article in the newspaper put you in a bad position? It is true that I've broken my vow, which I sincerely regret, but I'm not ashamed about being with you. Seriously, what happened to him? Love happened to him. I want to stand by your side with pride, which is why I need to hurry and find my answers. His calm, dignified eyes froze me in place. Feeling embarrassed, I pulled down on my cap and tried to change the subject. So, like, what answers? I mean, I'm assuming his answers are, like, it's gonna be dealing with, like, the color class and all of that, because, like, you know what I mean? He's in an awkward place now. I'm totally in love with you, and this is great, and I've totally just thrown away everything I ever knew, but I'm also, like, wait, little confused about that. I may be the happiest I've ever been, but there's a part of you that's like, who am I? Like, you know? How is it living at the bathhouse? The rooms seem very luxurious. I have no complaints at all. It's so comfortable I could live there forever. As shameful as it sounds, I was grossly mistaken about Lord Jigoku. I heard he was a cunning and ruthless man, but the rumors were strictly that. Just rumors. I have a feeling he's a very cunning and ruthless man when he needs to be, and we're going to find that out in his route. Oh, he seems nice and goofy and a little teasy and carefree, but I have a feeling he will stab you if you look at him the wrong way. You know. Not because he's an angry, but I just like, you know, not if you look at him the wrong way. If it's justified. I feel like when he needs to be a ruthless, cunning asshole, he will be one. We can take any of the soldiers from the surface, but angering Lord Jigoku is a bad idea. It didn't sound that way from what I've heard. I better not tell him what others have said. After all, I want to see them get along. I patrolled Yomi every day as a soldier, but you see things differently once you live there. You're probably right. Yesterday my family and the military tried to stop me, but I felt I should distance myself. It isn't that I hate them or anything. It's just that I wanted to think for myself and reflect on things as a resident of Yomi. I want to think about what my role truly is. At least he's telling us what he wants to think about, so that's lovely. Anyway. The fuck was that? Like, something fell. Is it you? You smacking your mirror? Don't bust your face, silly bird. Anyway, this is the perfect place to wrap it up, and then we'll continue next time. So, I'll see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.